Hello, everyone, and welcome back to How to Beat Your Mom at Chess. I'm Jennifer Shahadi, and today we're going to check in on the Women's World Championship between Ju Wenjun and Lei Tingjie, which is, as I record this video, tied up. First, we're going to look at a game by Ju Wenjun, and this one is really important for those of you who are struggling with the most notorious chess rule. Let's take a look at the position first. So in this position, it is Black's move. And at first glance, the move b5 might look incredibly strong because look at that. It's attacking the queen and the knight at the same time, aka a fork, aka a double attack, aka at this level, if white loses a piece, she's going down, right? Her opponent, Lei Tingjie, strong grandmaster, and that would be the end of the game. But let's check in with little Fabi about what to do here. Have you ever heard of this special move called en passant? Say this pawn is here. What move would I have to make to allow for like an en passant next move?
Like if
yeah. And what happens to this pawn? Yeah, exactly. Good job. That's en passant. There it is, en passant, baby. And of course, that is what Ju Wenjun did as well. Now, I can't say this position's winning for her or anything, but she did have a nice edge that she was able to convert into victory. Few interesting moments here. This move d5, very nice, kind of keeping the pressure on. But there's another moment that I think you'll find really interesting. Like, so here, a lot of people would just take on e6 because, Black has to do a little bit of finagling to get her pawn back or to get equality. But Ju Wenjun had another idea to keep pressing. She played bishop to e5. That beautiful centralized bishop ends up becoming core to her victory. Sorry for all the spoiler alerts, but I think I gave it away a long time ago, guys. All right, so bishop a3, take, now rook to e3, very nice move, a skewer, right? So the knight on b3 moves, we take the bishop on a3. Really only one move to avoid disaster. Rook b8, no bueno, because this bishop can take. So bishop c2 was mandatory. And now knight to d4 came. After knight takes d4, I really like what Ju Wenjun played here. Rook takes a3, because now she has, for the moment, the two bishops, and it's going to be a really nice one, this bishop on e5. Now, I have to admit, if it was me in this position after knight c6, I would have tried to find a way to keep this bishop on the board. Just because I've been taught by many people that these two bishops are glorious. That's our chance for an edge. Also, we'd be threatening like rook c3. In fact, I would also consider, can I go rook c3 right away? I suppose there's nothing too exciting about it after bishop a4, but I'd be kind of looking along those lines, which is why I really feel like it's cool to see a world champion do her thing and figure out how to press for the win. Bishop takes c6. Surprising, right? A lot of people know that bishops of opposite color make the position more drawish. If rooks come off, it's definitely a draw, right? So this decision shows a lot of confidence in her ability to squeeze a potential victory from this beautifully centralized bishop, right? And after rook to c6, rook a8 check. Now we see the idea that she is going to win that g7 pawn. Because after king f7, rook a7 check, king e8, rook takes pawn, well, it's gone, right? And Black will certainly have some play, as she did in the game, but will it be enough? Will it be enough? Let's skip ahead a few moves, because there is one critical position I wanted to show you real quick. After rook b3, okay, so there's an interesting moment here where Lei Tingjie just played the move rook b3, letting go of this pawn on e6. And I was wondering what the reason was for that, because after rook e6, I was wondering if she thought, and I think this, I don't know, maybe I can't speculate, but I was wondering about this move rook f3. Like, that was the first thing that occurred to me. Like, rook f3 looks really good because if I can go here and then check and then take your bishop, well, I'm going to be able to draw the game, right? trading off the bishops, just rook and 2 versus rook and 1. That should be a draw. But there is a problem here. It's a big problem. Bishop to e7 check. And now after king f7, rook e4, and the bishop is protected. And black is obviously totally lost now. So that could be part of the reason. But as it turned out, rook takes e6, bishop f3 was the try, but it wasn't enough. And Ju Wenjun ended up winning a really nice game. If you want to look at the very end here, pretty much everything wins, but you got to love rook takes g6, pawn takes g6, h7. And this beautiful bishop anchors the pawn to victory till the end. Remember that concept, right? That when the pawn is a runaway and it's anchored to the queening square, that is a very powerful dynamic. Usually you see it with like a rook and a pawn. This is one of the times you see it with a bishop. And of course, it's totally winning because if you play rook h1, we make a queen, and then we're going to have an easily winning endgame. So well done to Ju Wenjun to tie up the match. Beautifully executed. And it was all because of en passant. See, that's why I'm such a big en passant lover. I know there are a lot of haters. They call their opponents cheaters when they play en passant on you. There are people who think the rule shouldn't exist, but let me tell you, it should exist. Ju Wenjun certainly thinks it should exist. But the problem with a game without en passant is that it would be more closed. And I love open positions, so no. But I actually think it would be too closed. It would just make it possible for too many draws to take place because we could just bypass our opponent's strategic advantages and just play like, f5 and like stop them from having any kind of like liquidity in the position. I think that if en passant were not a rule, we would all be e4 players. I think you'd have to play e4. I think we need an en passant day. But what day should it be? July 17th? July 16th? You tell me. Let's take this key moment from Lei Tingjie's victory. We really can see the world championship caliber of these players in moments like this, right? I mentioned bishop takes c6 as a moment where I'd be like averse to going into the, opposite colored bishop in games, afraid it would be drawish. This is another such moment here. I mean, I think for sure I'd play a move like e5 in this position, blow it open. I've got a better rook, a better queen, and a better bishop. I don't know about my king. It's a little bit exposed. So let's expose yours too and see whose pieces will battle it out better, right? That's what I would do. A lot of people would do that. But I like Lei Tingjie's finesse here. She knows she's better. Why don't we induce a weakness first? That's right. Queen to e2, really lovely move. And now g6 was forced upon Ju Wenjun, really. I mean, I don't see much else. And now when e5 comes, it comes with a bigger punch because of a lot of reasons. I mean, everything in the position is a little weaker now, right? Like this square, this pawn, this diagonal. I mean, so many different things become weaker with one little move. The only thing that's not weaker is this pawn. So this pawn on h5 is happy. That's it. And you want to maximize happiness for your pieces. My son just actually finished a chess camp, and he told me that one of the top things he learned from the camp was be nice to your opponent, but be mean to their pieces. I gotta love that expression. So queen f3, I'll just take a little bit of more of a look here. And by the way, for those of you who are coming to me as new chess aficionados, note that you cannot do en passant now, right? En passant only works when you do the two moves at once. And that's kind of an idea of like justice, that we spent so much time to move our pawn all the way up to e5 that for you to bypass us with a single move isn't really fair. But playing f6 and f5 after f6, hey, that's fair game. So you're not allowed to en passant here. So you won't let me do it. Okay, definitely can't do it. So rook to d7 here, taking advantage of this pin. Very important, right? And now after rook a7, we've got another endgame. And actually, not really that similar because this is bishops of the same color, but similar in a certain way in that you see this like ultra powerful rook that kind of cuts off everything. This one, I believe, even more easily winning because you see white has both of those power pawns. And yeah, that's not going to be feasible. White wins, not going to be defendable, that is. White ends up winning a piece. After king e7, there's still a little work to be done because she is losing like so many of her pawns. But Lei Tingjie was up to the technical task, and she was able to win a game of her own. Now the question is, who's going to win more games, and are we going to take it into a playoff? I am going to get to do the last couple rounds of commentary and the potential tie breaks with Jovi. I'm a huge fan of her commentary and her writing, so I am really excited to work with her, especially on an event like this. So you're going to want to tune in for that if the time zone is at all feasible for you. We're going to be on Chess TV and twitch.tv/chess. If not, there will be replays, and I'm definitely going to do another recap when we find out who is the Women's World Champion. Who do you think it's going to be? Drop a comment with your opinion in the chat, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Fabi wants you to do it. Gotta listen to Fabi, right? Thank you, everyone.